Last time we talked a little bit about adding around the problem spots. So if I'm really having a hard time with, if I'm playing it like this, hands aren't together, the articulation is really not that effective, I would say, okay, where's a good place to start? And if the entire section's sloppy, start from the end, and we're going to work backwards. We're going to put that into practice right now. So I would just take one little section, right hand, left hand, then together. Then here. There we go. Next one. Until that's perfect. Right hand, left hand together. You can see it's not really that difficult to put one little piece on to the puzzle each step at a time, whereas if we're just trying to do the entire puzzle all at once, it's never going to work. You got to work at it small sections at a time, and when you get back to the beginning, it'll be good. So we can see that that's one of the best ways, taking your problem spot, adding from the end or from your problem spot and adding backwards. And if your problem spot's right in the middle of a section, just take one measure before, or even just a beat before, and then a beat after, and then another beat and a beat after. That is going to allow you to be perfect right around that problem spot and really help you to get rid of these flaws in your playing. The next one, this is one of my favorites. This was taught to me by a conductor when I was 13. And we were working on the Mendelssohn G minor concerto. There was a section in there that I was just not playing together. My alignment was off, just kind of like the student and I were working on the other day. And he gave me this, I love this drill. It's called 4-3-2-1. And what you do is you play every note 4 times throughout the entire thing. This is really drilling into your mind, putting these notes together. So for example, I'm just going to take this under tempo, and then I'll demonstrate quickly what it is full tempo. I'll increase the tempo. So you can see I'm playing every single note 4 times, and I have to apologize. This piano is about 20 years old. I learned how to play piano on this piano, and now it's in this apartment that I'm living in. So sometimes the notes don't always play, but you get the point there. Now I'm going to take 3 notes at a time, and I'm just going to start right on where the right hand comes in. So. And then I do 2. I'm going to take this under tempo because 2 is always the hardest in my opinion. So we're just going to go 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. So and then you just go back to 1. And for anyone that's never tried this, it feels really strange to go back smoothly to 1 because you're so used to doing this articulation that when you go back smoothly, it feels really pretty cool. And I think that it really enhances where you're at with your alignment. Okay. Last concept of today about organizing your practicing. Again, all these different ways that we've gone over can organize one little piece, or it can organize a line or a small section. Again, don't practice in big sections unless you have the piece pretty comfortable and you've mastered these little sections first. Then you can go into bigger sections, but we want to pay attention to as much detail as we can. I think people that aren't musicians often ask the question, how do you remember all those notes? And you look at them and you say, well, if you practiced maybe 30 of these notes, 2 measures or so, for a half hour to 45 minutes in one day, how could you not know those notes? And so I just find that to be really true. Always take sections where you know you can be as close to perfect as you can, if not perfect, so when you go up in tempo, it achieves as near perfection as you can. Okay, the last concept is called the concept of opposites. A lot of people have different names for this, but that's just what we'll call it for today. So in this section, I'm playing quite full for Mozart. Okay? I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to play as soft as I can. Again, this is exploring different touches to master the touch that I want. Because it's going to say, okay, I don't want that, but it's going to also help with some other things, which I'm going to explain in a minute. Really paying attention to the shaping, everything, at a nice soft tempo. And then this, right after that, is really soft. Why don't I play extremely loud? That is going to help tremendously to get the feel for the keys even better. Today, just to recap all the points that we've done. We went over, first of all, warming up, new pieces, perfecting pieces. Then within perfecting pieces, how can we divide up our piece? We want to divide it into bigger sections and then smaller sections. Working backwards is wonderful to do. And then within that, we have slow to fast with your metronome. I think that's a great first step to use. The second is rhythms. So the long, short, or short, long for right now. I'll explore that again in another video soon. The staccato and legato, so differing your articulations, using different accents. The adding around the problem, that's something I could never say enough to anyone, including myself. I always play right through the problem spots, and I always have to remind myself, go back, play around those problem spots. That's one of the best ways you can practice. 4-3-2-1 exercise, and then the rule of opposites.